How long is this live?
Probably a half hour.
Okay. When's your next one?
Okay, there. I'm on live now. Probably a half hour.
Okay. When's your next one?
Okay, there. I'm on live now.
Oh.
Okay, hello, hello, hello. So we're going to do a guided meditation. I'm hoping that, and if it's not to be, it's not to be. Okay, let's sage. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shakti, 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 Shakti. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Good morning for some, good evening for others, and good day. So, as I promised, I'm going to do a guided meditation. I was a little late, and the guided meditation is going to be working on your chakras. And if you want to join, let me know. I'm waiting for at least 13, 14 people to join. We don't need more than that. Hey, Kelly. And the guided meditation is going to last at the very most 30 minutes, only because then afterwards I'd like us to share, kind of like integrate what we went through as after the guided meditation. Does that make sense? I don't want to cut people loose after a guided meditation, because what happens is things can come up that you need to share. Okay? Also, if you could be so kind as to share the live so others can join, that'd be awesome. Because, hi Tony, hey, how are you? Double T, good to see you. I'm sorry I was late. I was actually doing a video on Faran Tuka, a Palestinian poet, and I'll be posting that soon. Beautiful poetry. So I'll be posting that video as soon as we're done with our guided meditation. And we're going to bring in some beautiful energy. As soon as I said that, I lost some people, which is funny. The reason why we've gathered here today, and the reason why you're attracted to some of my content, is because many of you are star seeds. Many of you are star seeds, whether you follow me or not, actually. It doesn't make a difference. But many of you are rebel thinkers. And I think that's why some of you are attracted to my voice, or because I've had way too many people say, I recognize you from the voice. That's why I keep it just as a voice thing and not a video thing, just because a lot of people often wonder why I don't do facial stuff, in other words, recorded videos. And I think sometimes we get too distracted by mundane things. So, number one, many of you are free thinkers, and many of you are rebels. And so when we do this guided meditation, and the purpose of the guided meditation and to help you learn how to work on your chakras. There's a reason why sometimes you go to a Reiki master to help you with energy work, to kind of like purge shit out of you, your etheric body. But for the most part, it's kind of like, I was talking to one of my psychic buddies today, and I was saying, can you imagine there are people literally charging people money to open a third eye? It'd be like you hiring me to take a poop for you. I said it a little more graphic than that. So the reason why I like to do these guided meditations is because I want you to learn how to work on your chakras, because a lot of people know about their chakras, but they don't have a clue as to how to work on them. You know what I mean? And what I find also is the problem with many, many people is that, and I mean, I'm talking about, I have clients from who are Hindustani, okay? So they were born knowing mantras like you wouldn't believe, and mudras and so on. It's like, before they could walk, they knew a mudra, right? Or a mantra. But they still work only on the top chakras. And if you've ever seen my video on chakras, which is under Sex Magic, by the way, and it's a tab called Sex Magic and other, I forgot what I called it. But anyway, if you go on that tab, you go all the way down, you'll see a black couple with white hair. And I write about, I don't write, I actually did a video on why the chakras, and to put them in order, is so important. And that's one of the reasons why I like working with you guys on clearing and priming your chakras, so that you can actually get energized and clear the energy, right? Besides saging yourself, that's what you want to do. And that's one of the reasons why I do these guided meditations, because with the shit show that's happening right now on the planet, it is so dense that I just had in 24 hours, 2 people tell me that divine or broken masculines that were on their way to becoming divine masculines did not survive dark night of the soul, committed suicide. So when people commit suicides, 9 times out of 10 are when you go into despair. And I'm not saying that it's going to, how do I put this? It will prevent you from harming yourself. When I went through the dark night of the soul, the last one that was pretty bad, the one thing I kept doing was working on my chakras. That kept me from going all the way out. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm trying to be very diplomatic here. I'm trying to be very general, meaning helping myself out of my body, okay? And part of the reason is because I was working on my chakras every single day, okay? And the energy is cranking up, guys. We are being spiritually attacked, ladies and gents, sisters and brothers. And so this is why it's important. And please share this, because there are people really hurting bad, and they will not reach out because there's a shame. We call it mental health, or there's a connotation to mental health. It's not mental health, in my humble opinion. And I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm a hypnotherapist and a psychic. However, to me, whenever we use terms that shame people, we better come up with new terms. Like, for example, it's an emotional crisis. It's a spiritual crisis, right? What's the point of staying here any longer? So with that said, when you work on your chakras, even in spite of going through the dark night of the soul, it's going to get you rooted. It's going to keep you rooted. Yes, it will still hurt like hell. I'm not going to lie to you and say your medicine is going to taste any sweeter. It won't. But something about working on your chakras every day in your bed as you wake up, as you open your eyes, or like your eyes are so heavy you can't open them, but you're fully aware that you're awake. That's when you work on your chakras, because the minute your feet hit the floor, the world starts happening, demands, and you will forget to do it. And then you'll feel a malaise, an ill-ease in your body, and you won't know why. So my suggestion to all of you is to do it in bed, okay, while you're still kind of snoozing. You're in and out of consciousness, but start working on it. And all you have to say, starting with your root chakra, as you turn your chakras, is thank you, thank you, thank you. It does 2 things. It clears your chakras and ignites them into gratitudeville. You get right into gratitude, okay? So we're going to be going through the guided meditation in a moment. Please bear with me. Please share the live, because people need to understand how to get out of their own way, because it's the monkey mind that creates that kind of despair, not the soul, okay? Okay, so let me read some of your comments. Me too, grieving badly. I just read in a F book, a person had jumped off the freeway close to my area. Yeah, people are dying like crazy. My 2 deceased children, my aunt and my nana just passed. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with, Green Gal. I'm going to recommend a book that may help you understand the transformations of these souls that have dropped their bodies. It's called Journey of Souls. I tell every client that's either facing death, meaning they have cancer, right? They have cancer of whatever kind of cancer they're dealing with, and they know that they're gonna have to cross over, like they're not gonna make it, right? And I also recommend this book to people who have suicided themselves and so forth. So the book is called Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. Again, Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. Then there was another one today, but the cops were there to stop the person. Thank God. No, people, you got to realize what's happening in Gaza, what's happening in Congo, what's happening in the Sudan, what's happening here on our own soil is really messing people up. And there's a spiritual battle going on. It's real. All I do is sleep lately. I understand you're healing. I just started listening to Josh today on Audible. Is that, who's Josh? I don't even know who Josh, is it an acronym? Can you spell it out, Zale? Okay. So, Journey of Soul. Oh, bloody hell. Acronym. Listen, girl, you're going to have to realize acronyms and me, yeah, it doesn't work. You would have thought I would have picked up on that just, but I don't. I found audio on YouTube, Journey of Souls. Great. Yeah, it's free if you want to. Personally, I think if you have no money, yeah, go ahead and do it on YouTube. But I think personally, I like to just carry it on my Audible and download it into my phone. So if there's no Wi-Fi, I can still listen to it. While laying on my back during meditation, clockwise rotation of the chakra, can I get a visual? Yes. While laying on your back, doubled over, like in the fetal position, each chakra gets a clockwise thank you, thank you, thank you. And you start with the root chakra only because it's probably the chakra that needs the most assistance, right? So you're going to do that. And then you go all the way up your chakras. And the reason also why I do these guided meditations we work on the chakras. A lot of you have done them with me before, and you know how it works. And if you notice, we do 9 somatic chakras, not 7. Remember? We do the belly button, which is called the hara, also called the womb chakra, and we do the high heart, which is up against at the breastbone, at the breast chest, right? It's clockwise spinning right when laying down. I clockwise spinning right when laying down. Well, it doesn't matter how you lay. You can sit up. And what it means is that the clockwise, you got to visualize yourself as a clock. Okay? That means that your thumb is under your chin, and that's 12. Your thumb is now is pushing up against your heart chakra, which is to the left, which is 3, right? And then your thumb turns down to the groin area, right? And that's 6. And then your thumb goes to the right, right? And that's 9. So no, so depending on how you're expressing that, does it go from the right? Be careful, because you do not want to go counterclockwise, because that's something you do. You do a counterclockwise on the chakras when you actually work on, for example, when I was working on my mother, releasing and breaking the chakras. And when we break the chakras, one of the things we do is we do a quick left, then to the, we do a quick counterclockwise to the clockwise. And then in this case, when somebody is passing and they need, they need to drop their body and they need to, you teach them, you say, go ahead and do counterclockwise because it release them. It's like unlocking the soul out of the body. Do you understand? It's like it's a locking mechanism. Do you understand? We're locked in, then we unlock. So do not do it counterclockwise. If you don't know what I'm talking about clockwise, put a clock up against your body, literally, and the face is facing out to away from you. And that's counterclockwise. Does that make sense? I mean, clockwise. Does that make sense? Because I don't want people to go left, right. No, just take a clock, sit in next to you, literally sit in next to you if you have to, and look at it and go, oh, I am the clock. Okay, so I'm going clockwise, not counterclockwise, okay? Because your left is my right, or my right is your left. You get me? So I don't want to get into that too much. Does that make more sense? I hope, because that's important, okay? Yes, I've been doing it opposite. Yeah, don't fucking do that at all. That's what I mean. You are the clock. Do you understand? Okay? All right. Any other questions? Yes, I've been doing it opposite. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Great. Perfect. Once you do that, it should be part of your, I don't know. What do you guys do in the morning? You make coffee or you make tea. Maybe you don't have it, or you make a juice, whatever. But all of that energy should be right there. You should be doing your chakras. You should be giving your angels, guides, and allies permission to guide you in word and action. Then, and only then, after you've done that, you get out of bed and let the day grab you, right? Because you know how the day grabs you. And before you know it, you haven't meditated, you haven't done shit, and you're like, fuck, I'm exhausted. It's midnight. I haven't done my meditation. But at least you've worked on your chakras. But we'll talk about that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is this. Guided meditation is not meditation, okay? Now, let me explain. A guided meditation is a cherry on the cake. You do not replace a meditation with you and your soul and silence and the monkey mind as you watch the monkey mind run amok in your head with a guided meditation. It is not this one or that one. It is not today I will do a guided meditation and then tomorrow I'm going to do a meditation. No. It's today, every day, I will always meditate. But here and there, I will do a guided meditation for the hell of it because I want to go deeper. It's the cherry on the cake. It's not, please don't replace a meditation, your own personal journey within, with a guided meditation. Please don't add music to your meditation unless your monkey mind is so whacked, like you're like, oh my God, I just can't. I then at that point do a crown chakra, which would be 999 hertz or 1111 hertz, for example, for the crown chakra. Okay, at that point, then use it as a whatchamacallit, as a cane, as a bolstering to yourself. But don't make that a habit. Does that make sense so far? Put earplugs and sleeping mask when I meditate. It helps me focus. Okay, awesome. That's a great tip. I work on mine before bed, but I was spinning them incorrectly, not backwards. Oh, shit. Okay. Thank you. That's exactly. Okay, good. So any other questions on that? Because we're going to do the guided meditation. And once we do that, okay, we'll reconvene. We'll get together. And if you want, I might do an oracle reading for you guys to see what the energy is like. And then we'll go right into integration. Because what's going to happen in the guided meditation is our things may come up, surface. And feel free, there are very limited people here. By the time we finally do it, there's probably going to be only, I swear to God, most people have no patience, I swear, okay? So by the time we're finally done, it's going to be 9 minutes, and by 9 minutes, we're probably going to lose half the people. I'm being very, so at that point, you can be free to know that this is a sacred space, and you can share whatever the hell you want, and I will read it out loud so that we can actually all learn from your downloads or whatever, okay? So we're good? Yes, Oracle, I'm glad. So we'll be choosing an oracle deck. It'll be, it's probably going to be a very simple one today. We'll go from there. Okay, so any other questions before we start? Now you know what counterclockwise is as opposed to clockwise. When you work on your chakras, it's clockwise, right? A question you're not asking, what are the colors? At this point now, what's interesting is I don't care what the colors are as long as they are clean and bright and shiny. So if your root chakra comes out red, let's say, it's red, it's supposed to be red, but if it comes out like orangey red and pink and gorgeous and glowy with a little teal or whatever, don't worry about it as long as it's clean. Because as we upgrade, we're dealing with a lot of stuff, okay? So, all right, any other questions on that? Because we're going to do the 9 somatic chakras, okay? Any other questions at all for us to begin? Any other questions? Hang on for a quick second. I'm going to look at something real quick because we're going to use an activation. Hang on. We're going to use an activation tool, which is some Sanskrit. And don't worry about the Sanskrit. We're not changing your beliefs in God or your religion. It's a mathematical language. And what we're looking to do is to, as Joe Dispenza says, to work on your, what is it? What does he call it? Fields of orb fields. I think he calls it energy wheels. That's what he calls it. Energy wheels, right? Okay. Hang on. Sheets. Any other shares, by the way? And by the way, when you have someone who's going through massive depression, dark night of the soul, and wants to, take themselves out of this, this life, please understand that you need to talk to them about their chakras. I'm not kidding. Okay, because the first point of action, and I know you're going to think, well, no, that's not it. That's not going to work. They don't believe in X, Y, and Z. Sweetie pie, if they want to thrive, they better learn how to clear their chakras every day, because that's going to keep them from doing the final act. Because when the root chakra is gunked up with self-loathing, shaming, regret, sexual trauma, and the list goes on, when that is allowed to gunk up, it will explode. Doesn't that make sense? Any questions on that? Any questions or comments? Because I'm just, sweetie, you're on the wrong live, Corey. Sorry. I mean, all right. Let me go ahead and look for this real quick. Okay, bear with me. All right. Are you ready? I need to hear that you're ready so we can start. And because we are going to start right now. Are you ready? Because what I need you guys to do is lay down. And Ready? Yes, I was in a dark night when I found you, and this has helped me get through it. Yes, I'm not surprised. Honestly, it helped me get through it too. There's no way I would have been able to do that without working on my chakras and calling my guides. All right, so let's begin. Lay down. Why don't you guys lay down, or if you want, you can sit up. But let me know when you're ready. You're ready, Tony? Wonderful. So we're going to start the guided meditation. And I want you to bring in this beautiful permission to your guides, to your angels, guides, and allies. Give them permission. Ask for protection because we're about to go on a journey. Okay? And it's 6:30 p.m. California time, which means 9:30. Let's start on the dime. 9 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Let's begin. Closing your eyes. Closing your eyes and breathing in and out through your nose, keeping your mouth closed. Inhaling and exhaling purposely through your nose. Allowing this beautiful light cascading from source, a pink, violet, white, and gold light cascading down like a mist waterfall of energy, cascading down around your head and shoulders. It's as if you're being cocooned by this incredible, beautiful, unconditional love. And you are doing so well. And you are giving your angels, guides, and allies permission to protect you as you journey. We're going to start today with the root chakra, turning it clockwise, saying the Sanskrit for the root chakra to activate it, Lam, Lam, Lam. Going into your sacral chakra, turning it clockwise, beautiful orange, 2 inches below your belly button, turning it clockwise and saying it out loud, Vam, Vam, Vam. Now going right to your belly button, right there is called the Hara chakra, also known as the womb chakra. And you're going to say both Lam and Vam 3 times. Lam, Vam. Turning it clockwise. It could be orange and red and yellow, whatever color, as long as it's clear and clean. Lam, Vam. Lam, Vam. Going up to your solar plexus. Typically, it's known as a beautiful yellow. It's fine, whatever color, as long as it's clear and clean. Turning it clockwise. Ram, Ram, Ram. Beautiful. Now going up to your heart chakra, which is right between your breast, your chest. And the name for that beautiful sound of Yam, Yam, Yam. Moving up to your high heart at the breastbone. We're going to do Ram, Yam, Ram, Yam. Turning it clockwise. Ram, Yam, Ram, Yam. Going into your throat chakra, turning it clockwise, a beautiful blue, teal, turquoise, white. It doesn't matter as long as it's clear and clean. Turning it clockwise. Hum, hum, hum. Going right to your third eye, right between your eyebrows. Beautiful third eye, the eye of horse, the eye, awakening it, turning it clockwise. Sham. 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 Going right to your crown chakra, like a record player on top of your head, spinning it clockwise and saying, Om. 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 Now give permission to your angels to download new light codes through your crown chakra from the 5th dimension, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, to upgrade you so that you may understand, so that your third eye can open up fully, so that your heart chakra can guide you into your truth, so that your throat chakra can speak the power of not just your soul, but you being the conduit for your root chakra to be completely clear of trauma of any kind from this life, past lives, intended now. Give yourself silence to intended now. Breathing in purposely through your mouth, through your nose, through your mouth. Feeling the gentleness of higher guidance envelop you, embrace you. Believing in your singular power. In an absolutely freed soul truth. Non-egoic soul's truth. Allowing the soul to take command of your heart, of your throat, of your third eye. Allowing your soul to take command of your root chakra, your sacral, your hara, the power, the seat of your power, the solar plexus. Bring yourself to a place that makes you unbelievably happy right now. It could be an ocean, the forest, by a river, in a desert. Whatever brings you joy, bring yourself there now. And sit cross-legged in the wide expanse of Pachamama, Mother Earth, Bhumi, Gaia. You can rock back and forth or sideways. You can move your hands above your head. Whatever feels right. Feel the energy of Pachamama and ask her to heal your root chakra now. Allow her to pull out any gunk, any obstruction from any of your chakras now. Allow it to slide out of you into her loving hand so she can transmute and transform it, releasing it into the ground like dust, like a fertilizer, to fertilize a new chapter in your life, to fertilize a new consciousness in your mind, to plant new seeds of abundance, of love for yourself and those around you and those that you will never meet, at least not yet, not in this incarnation. Now give great gratitude for the body that you are in. In other words, give thanks for being incarnated as who you are today. Give thanks for this life. Give thanks for the dark night of the souls that you've encountered. Give thanks for every tear, every loss, every love, every joy, every triumph. in equal measure, for you would not be who you are today. Feel it. Feel this unbelievable gratitude for this incarnation, for this opportunity. Finally, you are free to express yourself in full power. The only person preventing that is you. You are the only jailer. So free yourself now. Allow whatever is blocking you to be released now. Take a deep breath in and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, 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 release. 2 more times. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, 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 and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, 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 release. Take a deep breath in. Last one. Take all the oxygen you can and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake yourself out, your neck, your arms, your body, your torso, your hips. Undulate your body like a belly dancer. Move your body, let it sway, and open your eyes. How do you feel? How do you feel right now? I can't believe you made me meditate a second time today. I won't read the rest. Beautiful. So you understand how to work kind of a headache. Keep breathing more, Go ahead and breathe a little more. You know what I mean? Take some deep breaths and hold your breath. And then let it go. If your headache is really, again, I'm not a practitioner, doctor, blah, blah, blah. Go get some peppermint oil and some rosemary oil. Mix it together with a carrier oil, like castor oil. Okay? And then put it at your temples and the back, the nape of your neck and behind your ears. And that should help. And right underneath your nose. No, but it was nice. My solar plexus has been a mess, as you know. I hear you. Tired. Yes. Good. Well, then go to bed. Go to bed. Emotional. This was my first meditation. Oh, Barbara, congratulations. Let's all surround Barbara with a lot of love. Let's all congratulate Barbara, because that's a big deal. Emotional. This was I felt relaxed for the first time in weeks. I've had a body aches. Yes. Wow. You know what? It's been a crazy year. Okay? Congratulations, Barbara. Yeah, that's a big deal, Barbara. And we actually went beyond. We actually did 11 minutes, just so you guys know. Because when I do the guided meditations, I close my eyes. I'm not going to put an alarm clock. That's wonderful, Barbara. Congrats. Yes, congratulations, Barbara. You should be proud of yourself. It's a big deal. So imagine, Barbara, if all you did was what I said, but you did it for 5 minutes. Do you think you can handle doing 5 minutes a day for the rest of the year? My cat came to me as soon as we were done. Cha. My first time too. Congratulations, Rose. So, can you imagine doing this on your own? You don't have to do the chants that I did, Vam, Lam, those things. You can just go. You can do a mantra. You can do Om to all your chakras. To be honest, you can also do a thank you to all your chakras. You don't have to, because especially for you guys that are just getting on into this new way, this new habit, I don't want to confuse you with all kinds of stuff. I'd rather simplify it to the bare bones. And my whole challenge to you guys, all of you, is to do 5 minutes a day, every day for the rest of the year. After that, January 1st, go ahead and do 6 minutes a day for a month. Then after do that, 7 minutes a day. But commit to never missing a day. The reason I'm saying 5 minutes is because when Dr. Joe Dispenza talked about the brain and how it's impacted by meditation. He says that at the 3-minute mark is when the brain starts getting the healing benefits. I figure let's add 2 minutes, we're good to go. Because at this point now, we're just trying to create habit. Do you understand? We're going to get a little benefit that's going to add more power and potency every day, right? At the extra 2 minutes a day. But we're really looking for habit, not missing a day in your meditations. And so 5 minutes gets you into the daily habits, and then eventually you'll be at 15 minutes. And Esther Hicks from Abraham Hicks, I don't know if you guys know, all of you know who I'm talking about, but they talk about 15 minutes a day as a minimum, okay? So the goal here is not to do 15 minutes and have you freak out because your monkey mind is running amok. And your monkey mind it runs amok in all of us. That's why you've got to use a mantra as a way to escape it, or breathing. I will do Ho'oponopono while clearing chakras. Yes, good for you, because I did a guided meditation that you guys can look up. Tony, I don't know if you saw that, but I have a guided meditation called Ho'oponopono, and it works on the 9 somatic chakras. And so a lot of my clients use it. You know, they download it on their phone and they do it every night, which is a good habit. But that's a very good idea. If you do Ho'oponopono to your own chakras, that's beautiful. Yes, I would do 5 minutes a day when we were done chanting. My cat came to me. Beautiful. Tara Rochelle, me too. It made it to the heart chakra when my mind wandered. Yeah. So so when your mind wanders at a particular chakra, that means that the monkey mind is not comfortable. Which means what? You better bring that back to that particular chakra that's making your monkey mind wander. You got to take it right back to the heart chakra, and you do the heart chakra again and again until it's done. Then you move on to the high heart. Then you move on to the throat and so forth. Okay? Yes, I've done yours too. Oh, good. Great. I'm glad. It's very simplistic, actually. I think it was one of my first videos I ever recorded for YouTube. I would love to know the sounds to open the chakras. Could you list the sounds? I do the Ho as well. I'll do it some other time, because I don't have, I've committed to doing this, you know, but let me see if I can do it here. Hang on. Let me just see. You got it? Wait, hang on. You do? I'm trying to, Jesus Christ, excuse me. A comment. Okay. They've changed everything. So it's Lam, Vam, Ram. You'll type it? Okay, cool. So Ram, Yam, that's the heart chakras. I'm in parentheses heart. I'm just going to put heart chakra. You just need to follow it. But I want you guys to kind of think about doing your 9 somatic chakras, okay? Let me see. Ham, like ham, Sham, which is third eye. It's third eye. And then Om, which you guys know, which is crown. Okay, crown. Thank you. So did you see that? Jillian just typed it all up. And she did a great job. Much better than I would have been able to do, to be honest. Did you guys get that? So it's all there, okay? So throat is Ham, Sham is third eye, and Om is crown chakra. You guys got that? Do some screenshot of that if you guys can. It's right here, okay? I would screenshot. I've been doing it every day since June. Oh my God, good for you. Thank you. I screenshotted. Yeah, thank you, Jillian. She's amazing. She's super generous. You should follow her channel, by the way. She has her own content. She's an artist, and she's an amazing young woman. You may want to follow her and get her. You know, she vlogs, and she has her daily thoughts and about a lot of stuff. Well, with a brief hiatus in July. Yes, but you do a lot more content. I was supposed to do content today, and I'm working on my book. I promised you guys an oracle reading. Let me not go off the tangent. And I'm working on my book Recall to get it re-released. And I'm going to be doing that soon. So hang on for a quick second because I need some light. Baron, let me see. Can I get some light? I can't see. Do you have a flashlight? Because I can't read it without it. It's like ridiculous. Let me see. So yeah, that's not going to be enough. I need light, lots of light. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. Will the book be on Amazon? Yeah, it's going to be on Amazon, and it's beautiful. The way the guy is putting it together for me, the guy's amazing. George is amazing, and he's been working his butt off to make sure that it looks, oh, bloody hell, that's fabulous. I forgot about those lights. My son's amazing. He's so amazing. All right, so let me go ahead, and I need you guys to, the book is called Recall, and it will be probably on TikTok. I don't know how to do TikTok shop. I'll figure it out, but it's definitely going to be on Amazon. And it'll be available, I believe, on Kindle and hardback. And to be honest with you, I need to get the hardback because the way he set it up is going to be freaking beautiful. And it's a book set in Mesopotamia, and it's based on a true story, mine, but I fictionalized it, hence why it's called creative nonfiction. So we will figure out TikTok shop. You're so sweet. Tony Slander, I did 90 days of Lakshmi, so wow, good for you. Yes, so the Lakshmi, okay, so there's a mantra called, that is for the Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, and when you do it for 45 days, money comes in, okay? So it's Om Shri Mrim Klim Lakshmi Swaha. Do you want to type it out, Jillian, so people can do screenshots? And you would do it 108 times for 45 days, okay? And this was taught to me by Thomas Ashley Farran. Now, my first time I ever had a mantra, it was given to me by my twin flame when I was 18. And when I would do this, I would do 16 rounds. It's 108 times. It's 108 chant mantras times 16, which would take about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I used to do that. And I remember that I had boons upon boons upon boons of things happening. However, you are the secretary today. So you guys go ahead and take a screenshot of it. So when you do Om Shri Mrim Klim Lakshmi Swaha, the money comes in. And, you know, Zayla says she can't hear anything. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? I just need to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay. I'm not getting anything. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to do Medicine Heart. Okay, Medicine Heart. So I want to go and shuffle it. Perfect. Thank you. Perfect. So I want to go ahead and shuffle the cards. And then I want you guys to tell me stop. Or better yet, pick from the bottom, middle, or top. And whoever gets the most, go ahead and pick bottom, top, or middle. Bottom, top, or middle. And whoever gets, if I see more for middle or top or whatever, that's what I'll pick today. That's how I'm going to do it today. So don't say stop, just pick. Okay? Bottom, top, or middle. Let's see what the message is. Top. Okay. Okay, I've stopped. Middle. Let me see. Anybody else? Bottom? Top? Okay, I'm going to go with top. I'm just going to go right into top. Okay, so the card is called Charcoal. Number 12, by the way. Number 12. Okay, let me go right to the page. And the deck is called, just so you guys know, it's called Medicine Heart Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Medicine Heart Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I did a reading a couple of days ago using her card, and people really loved it. So I love all her oracle cards. They're absolutely perfection. So let me read what it says on this charcoal. This is very intriguing. On the picture is a woman with crows, an owl, and on her back, and she has a tattoo of, it looks like a lotus flower on her arm. Okay? All right. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. And close your eyes and feel this energy when I'm about to read to you, okay? To your body. All right, let's begin. 12, charcoal. You have been called to undergo initiation. Challenges that you are working through are purposeful, divine catalysts for your healing and transformation. This is the means to your awakening and will support your soul empowerment and life purpose. That may be as a creative or as a healer guide and medicine worker upon this planet, or in some other way that your heart recognizes as true, authentic, and meaningful for you. The transformation journey into power will include twists and turns and you will move through the depth of your darkness and the ecstasy of your light as you shed resistance, realize wisdom, and embrace life with a fearless heart. In the shamanic tradition of West Africa, charcoal can represent human chaos. In numerous shamanic and religious traditions throughout Africa, Asia, black is a symbolic of the divine feminine, the deep spaciousness of the womb that holds the capacity to give birth to our complete potential. Black also symbolizes the psychological shadow, unknown realms that which we fear, as well as the spiritual power to overcome fear and transform anger into conscious, creative, intelligent expression. I'm going to pause here for a minute because I'm going to tell you something. When people sometimes do my soul retrieval guided meditation, they open one of the doors and they see the abyss. In other words, they see black, and it freaks them out. There's a guided meditation that Dr. Joe Dispenza does on Gaia. It's episode 1 called Becoming Supernatural. And 18 minutes before the video ends, the meditation he gives is of the abyss. And it scares the shit out of people. But if you step into it, you will start crying in unimaginable bliss. It's the weirdest thing. So let me continue. I wanted to share that. Charcoal as a substance is lightweight. It is generated by burning organic materials such as wood or animal remains, which reduces volatile elements. What is left has been widely used by humanity for the creation of art, to purify and dehumidify air, to nullify toxins ingested by both animals and humans, and to regenerate depleted soil. It is also utilized as a burning block for resin and as incense for purification and blessing. It is a symbol of sacred transformation. Unregulated production of charcoal has resulted in environmental challenges, including deforestation and excessive stress on ecosystem. There's a division between chaos created by humanity as a part of life in service to our growth, and chaos which requires spiritual intervention to avoid dishonoring life and disturbing the soil. We must decide where the chaos in our life sits on this sliding scale. Are we working with chaos as a natural state of life's intelligence, a prelude to creative rebirth of ourselves and our lives? Or is the scale tipping towards the unproductive and destructive, with chaos being little more than distraction, the higher purpose to be found only through setting a firm boundary and saying no? If it is the latter, then reflect upon where and how a wise boundary can be demarcated so that you can work with what is happening as a method for spiritual awakening. Setting the boundaries necessary to differentiate between divine disruption and unproductive chaos. That's deep. Let me continue. Disturbance is part of your initiation. The call into the realm of charcoal is the call into the realm of chaos, crisis, and confusion. A call to grapple with challenges and rise from them with more wisdom, clarity, and healing. Charcoal signifies that the call to embrace the challenge is the call to consecrate, to render it sacred and fill with meaning for the soul. To find purpose in the struggle is one way that we surrender to the path without losing our sense of spiritual empowerment. You see, that's what's happening. A lot of people are losing their ability to give themselves enough recognition as light beings, as multidimensional light beings, as powerful, immortal light beings. We recognize the struggles as the mysteries that are part of how we become awakened into the fullness of our humanity. This empowerment is not necessitated by life circumstances. It arises and is conquered in the mind. Outer resolution follows inner reorganization. The terrain of initiation is demanding on every level. We are led to directly confront what we have invested in abundance of time and energy in avoiding. Yet the call to initiation would typically manifest in some life experience that cannot be avoided happens when our soul is ready, even if our minds are unsure that we can handle it. Just as initiation happens according to a greater intelligence, so does the revelation of this secret blessing inherent in every initiation. The secret blessing is the changing grace, the realization, the empowerment, the capacity, the clarity which leads emergence into a transformational rebirth. Where we cannot discover the divine, we will tend to fear the devil. Did you hear that? When we cannot discover the divine, we will tend to fear the devil. To conquer fear, you are encouraged to trust that there is divine potential in every situation in your life, and know that what is brought to your door, did you hear that? What is brought to your door is a delivery of opportunity. All gifts and challenges are a vote of confidence from the universe, a recognition of your spiritual capacity for soul alchemy, transforming the lead of suffering into the gold of personal healing and spiritual growth. In spiritual wisdom of any authentic tradition, there is an understanding that the path always trumps, did you hear that? Always trumps the ego. No matter how much we may want things to be one way, they simply must be as they are, moving in alignment with the greater guiding intelligence of the tremendous ecosystem of life. The human task is to learn to grow, adapt, evolve, and triumph. Even so, when something is not in alignment with the path, it will have to be cleared from your life. It doesn't matter how much love is there, how much hope, how much you have invested. It needs to be released. And although you may not see how you will benefit from this and be freed through it. Have you ever written a book and it just was shit, but you kept wanting to rewrite it? Have you ever been in a project and you knew it was a dead end, and yet there was a part of you that just would not quit? Sometimes you have to let go and create something brand new. This teaching also means that when something is destined to enter your life, it must happen. Often the former happens so that the latter grace has room to manifest. This can be humbling, disconcerting, even frightening at times, but it can also reinforce your sense of trust and awe in the face of the greater purpose unfolding. Life is the great initiator. The life path is the soul's vehicle of initiation. Did you hear that? The life path is the soul's vehicle of initiation. The purpose of the life path is to facilitate the health, joy, and aliveness of your soul, your authentic being. Nothing else is as important. All beings benefit from the fulfillment of this purpose. Trust in what is happening. Work with it and through it rather than against it. Detach from the outcome, but let there be joy and hope in your heart for the beauty of what must and shall be. Holy shit. That was a hell of a card. That was, wow. It's about burning things that no longer serve you, and your ideas of duty and your ideas of sticking to a sticky. I really actually respect people who don't quit. However, there are sometimes moments where you have to quit. Maybe your first book isn't meant to be published. Your first painting isn't meant to be sold or seen. You know? Maybe you have another project or a relationship with a person, and at this juncture, it can't transform. It has to be burnt to ashes. And hopefully, either if it's meant to be, it will rise from the ashes like a phoenix transformed, or that chapter has turned, the page has turned. And that's what is very hard for the human experience. I always hear people say, well, I don't want to leave this job. I've already invested 15 years. Maybe it's time to leave. I don't want to leave this marriage. I mean, we haven't had sex in 5 years, but, we've invested 20 years. Maybe it's time to leave. And so, or maybe it's time to leave for a little bit. Sometimes people wake up too late, and sometimes people do change and wake up once a person has said, no, not like this anymore. And in tarot, it comes up as the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is a person that has 8 cups. They have abundance, but they want more. And it's not anything to be ashamed of. In the 8 of Cups, the person is walking away for a new beginning because they're looking for the 9 of Cups. I am enough unto myself. They're searching for the 10 of Cups. Emotional fulfillment, marriage, commitment, love. And they have to walk away from the 8 of Cups. And that takes courage. It takes courage. And this is similar to release what no longer serves. Exactly. Exactly. And so the problem is when you are being awakened and you're being integrated into the new dimension, the new earth, the 5D. The problem is that you're going to be around people who now see you as crazy. And you have to be willing to let go of these friendships, quote unquote. You can still be your friends, but they can't be those friends. They can no longer be part of your journey. Okay? That means that you have to let them go and be willing to open up to brand new, what you call brand new relationships with people who actually have been your soul brothers and sisters for millennia. Does that make sense? And that takes courage. Because you'll say, well, I've been her friend since kindergarten. How am I going to... Yeah, but that person can't follow your spiritual journey. That person is entrenched in their belief, and it's harming you. It's harming you because you're going to start second guessing because you're fragile. This journey, when it begins, the opening of a spirit that is in a 3D body, once they start waking up from the deep sleep, from the coma, if you will, into what's around them, kind of like the movie The Matrix, and looks around, and if you're not careful, people denigrating your journey, their awakening, could harm you. Not because they want to harm you, but because their belief is so entrenched in what they know. Again, Plato's parable of the cave. I'm going to tell you that story real quick because you really need to understand it. So Plato wrote an incredible parable. It's known as Plato's parable of the cave. And I'm going to say it the way I say it because it's probably the best way. It's the fastest way for us to get to the beautiful wisdom of it. So there's a man who lived in the cave with a bunch of people. It was a tribe of people that lived in the deep, deep bowels of the cave. And they had everything: water, food, substance. Generation upon generation had lived in that cave. They had never seen the light of day. And one day, something took over this person. And this person decided to explore the outer reaches of the cave and felt the wind. But this time the wind had a direction, a sweet smell. And he started touching the side of the cave, his palms, touching the roughness of the rocks and the wetness and the moss, and came out and saw the sun. He had never seen the sun setting. And he slept and saw the moon rise as he awoke while the sun started to rise. And he spent a week eating fruit and looking at vegetations growing and rivers and seeing things he'd never seen before: a deer, a cat, a wolf, an owl. And he heard these sounds, and he was eating fruit, and it was just dripping off his face. He was like, I got to tell him. Oh my God, they're buried alive. I got to go back and let them know what I found. I had no idea this existed. So he goes back into the reaches of the cave. It takes hours for him to go back into the bowels of the cave, and he starts telling them what he saw, and they don't believe him. They don't believe him at all. No, you're crazy. You probably hit your head. You've been sleeping. What happened? Where have you been? And so he decides to believe them. And weeks go on, but he starts dreaming of this other world, this other land where there's such beauty and freedom and the sun on his face. He's like, nah, I gotta, after a few weeks, he can't sleep anymore. And so once again, he goes out and finds the opening of the cave. It takes him hours to go out of the bowels, and boom, there it is, the sun rising. And he walks out, and this time he spends 3 weeks. And he's swimming in the water, and he sees this fish playing between his legs and frogs ribbiting and the sound of a hawk in the sky, and again, fruits dribbling down like peaches and cherries. And he's like, oh my God, what the hell? It is real. I didn't make it up. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go down back and I'm going to tell him what's going on. So he goes back into the very bowels. It takes him hours to go back down, but somehow he remembers his way back, and boom, he tells them, listen, it's not, I didn't make this up. It's real. And he starts pulling on them and no, you got to come. And they're like, no, you're crazy. And he's like, no, he's pulling on the elders and trying to get them out. And you know what they do? They tear him from limb to limb. They attack him, they destroy him, and they literally tear him from limb to limb. Because when people aren't ready to understand the truth, they will do whatever it takes to protect their sense of what is real. at the cost of your own freedom. So many people have this amazing fear of the ascension. If I go forward, I will leave people I love behind. There will be people that I love, my mother, my children, my ex-husband, my husband, my beloved, my twin. I will leave them behind. That is a big, big fear. But you know what I tell people like that? You are better off climbing the Himalayan mountains. Go all the way to the top, as far as you can go. Don't look back. And then you can turn around and throw ladders and ropes to those who you love below. But you can't do a damn thing if you're in the mud with them, belaboring this incarnation. Parables, Plato's parable of the cave. And believe me, it's not written like I said it. I just kind of like reset it. Because for me, the way I say it is a little faster and we can get to it faster. But any questions? All right, so ultimately, your job, my friends, is to honor yourself and to give yourself the oxygen first and to realize that change is inevitable and that we have many homes. All are dear to us, but we can't go back to them. Do you understand? That means in this life and past lives, you have a yearning you have a homesickness. Many of you know what I'm talking about. You have a homesickness for a home that no longer exists. There are planets that no longer exist that you have lived upon. There are incarnations on this planet that no longer exist. In other words, Italy in the 13th century, Paris in the 1700s or 1820s, England in 400 years ago, Africa 1,000 years ago. You get the picture, right? China 1,000 years ago, Tibet 500 years ago. Yeah, it's over. We can't go back. And so you have to understand that feeling of homesickness, ultimately, the ultimate home is source. And through the photo albums of our incarnations, what we really miss is the unconditional love that we attain when we drop our bodies. But while we're here, right? While we're here, we have to honor these contracts that we made with ourselves, with Source, and others around us who rely on us to be the powerhouses that we were born to be. And powerhouses do have dark night of the souls. In fact, the more powerful, the more intense the dark night of the soul. Shows intelligence. Shows an understanding and an empathy to what is unjust. And so that's why, for the most powerful, the dark night of souls are a MFer, okay? So don't belabor that. Just realize that part of the sign of a powerhouse soul is that your dark night of the souls are going to be a bitch to go through. And if you can actually survive that, which many of you have already or are in the process, you guys are going to kick some ass and take some names. And you're going to actually be better for your ancestors, in other words, the current lineage that you embody. And as you go through the ascension with no apologies and no regrets, and don't look over your shoulder, which is biblical, right? I forgot the guy's name who was told by God, do not look over your shoulder or else they will turn to salt. There's an old Greek story about that. Forgot again. I think it was Echo. I think. Same story. It was told, if you do not, they were beloveds, they were twin flames, and he went to get her in the bowels of Hades, and he was told, if you look at her, if you turn your back, if you turn around before you reach the end of this journey out of Hades, she will be thrown back to Hades and you will never see her again. The false ego you cannot allow your monkey mind to ever take control. And that's why people all over the world chant mantras, to control the monkey mind. And that's exactly what you need to do. Work on it. Tyrone, why don't you go and jump? Okay, I played Eurydice back in college. How cool! Remove Tyrone. Somebody remove him. Feel free, because Tyrone, unfortunately, doesn't have a compass of any kind. So, when people don't have a compass, you're going to have idiots like this barking up your tree. Thank you, Jen. So, that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who are going to try to demoralize you, degrade you, bully you, and some of you are actually powerhouses, but you don't have a powerful throat chakra. I'm going to be very blunt with you. Some of you are very soft, and you can be a badass bitch and be soft. In fact, you can actually be more powerful being soft. The F word coming from a soft, genteel, elegant woman can be more potent sometimes than the FU coming out of a woman like me, just so you know. So you have to kind of like navigate through all that. Sing that song by Erykah Badu always comes to mind when I see the name Tyrone. Oh, okay. Anyway, so called Tyrone. Anyway, let's move on. So, do you have any questions on anything? Like the guided meditation, your chakras, you're clear on your chakras, right? You know what to do. If you want, I will go ahead and upload this video on YouTube, and you guys can check it out. And you can find me on YouTube by simply typing on YouTube Sacred Intimacy Tarot. I'll come up. Okay? Questions above, I had a few. How do we navigate the collective grief right now? Exactly what I talked about, which is you're going to have to work on your chakras. You're going to have to do it every day. Yes, I will upload it then. You're going to have to work on your chakras. I need Mika every day. And I have stuff. You can look on my profile page, and you can look at a lot of my videos. Go right to guided meditations. That's on the right-hand side. And all the way to the left hand side, I can't talk, of the... I don't know, there's like a collection of series. Look under sex magic, and it will talk to you about how to work on your chakras, and also how to use sex magic. And the collective, in terms of what's going on with Gaza and the West Bank and the genocide that's going on in that part of the world, it's going on in Congo, it's going on in Sudan, it was going on in Ethiopia. It happened in the 90s with President Clinton in the 90s, Rwanda. It also happened in Serbia, and we've had a lot of these. However, here's the difference. We fucking all have a cell phone, and we're all boots on the ground journalists. Every single one of us are boots on the ground journalists. I rely more on the journalism from people like you than I do from anybody at CBS or at blah blah or whatever, right? Or A, B, C, D, F, G. I have more respect for many of you doing this kind of journalism, which I've been following, and many of the people are in Palestine right now, doing what they're doing. And and you guys don't know this, but I was born and raised in Paris. I've been watching this shit since I was 10 years old. So I'm not like ignorant of this. This is not new to me, okay? I've known about this for a long time, and many of us in Europe have known about it for a long time, and many of us in the Middle East have known about this for a long time. This has been going on for a long time. And it's finally being able to be documented, and the world's eyes are upon this absolute atrocity. So when you're working with the collective grief, what you're dealing with, you're picking up on the impotence. People feel emotionally castrated, like their vote doesn't matter, their Congress doesn't matter, their taxes are going to things they don't agree with, all of that. And this is where you have to become shamanic warriors. What does that mean? It means that if you can't be boots on the ground journalist, then start teaching people the power of frequency, energy, and so forth. I can tell you this, if you watch The Secret, the movie The Secret with Rhonda Burns, She talks about the emerald tablets, and she talks about the powers that be that made damn sure we didn't understand about the secrets of how to manifest whatever the fuck we wanted. So one of the things they do manifest to control us is fear. Okay, fear has been their power play on the collective. So when you talk about the collective grief, what you as an individual powerhouse can do is to turn that collective grief by transmuting it and turning off supposed spiritual leaders, right, who are talking shit, who are talking about Armageddon and the end of the world and blah, blah, blah. And so the collective grief is, we all have PTSD. We've had many, many incarnations where we've had multiple, believe me, and it's somatic. If you've ever done hypnotherapy, I'm a hypnotherapist. I've been studying this shit for decades. And one of the things that is interesting is in hypnotherapy, sometimes people will actually have past life regressions and realize why they're having problems with their leg, their arm, these weird birthmarks, scars that have no reason to be there, and they all are vibrational, some scars, impressions from a past life where there was a trauma, major physical trauma through war or other conquests, or other situations. Okay, so that's what, does that make sense? Click on the Tony's name and hit the bell. It will ask if you want all. Is that the top? Yeah, the tablet, the emerald tablets of Thoth. And if you want to get, in fact now, because a lot of you have been following me for a while, so you guys need to be reading books like, and I'm going to tell them, Jen, Zachariah Stitchin's The 12th Planet, The Stairway to Heaven. He translated a whole bunch of Sumerian tablets about how we were made. Okay. So, but watch The Secret and how she lays it out. Then it's almost like she lays it out, says exactly what the powers that be have done to us for thousands of years, and kind of beautiful job visually. You guys, if you haven't watched The Secret, go watch The Secret. Because after that, she tumbles right into what people really want. Greed. What is it? I want a new necklace. I want a car. I want a job. I want to not be bullied. And of course, the primo, that was the best one of all of them, of course, was a woman who actually dissolved breast cancer, okay, by just meditating and just saying, thank you. No, she would say, I thank you for my healing all day long. That was her mantra. I thank you for my healing. She didn't say, it is healed, it is no longer there, I don't have breast cancer, the tumor is gone. She said, I thank you for my healing, again, all day long. Watch The Secret. And watch the beginning very carefully. Watch it a few times, because it's really well done. Because she shows the powers that be, the emerald tablet, and the power of above and below, and the power of our ability, and that's what they're afraid of. They are totally afraid of our power in the collective. Okay? So when you think about the collective grief, that was created by the powers that be. I'm not kidding. You don't think I'm like crying my ass off when I'm looking at little kids being dug out dead? The little 4-year-old, the most beautiful children, like Botticelli angels coming out of the ground, blasted into halves. I mean, no, it's enough. And we as a collective are saying, that's enough. We've had enough. You've done this to us for thousands of years, and now your fucking pink notice is coming in the mail. And that's it. And it's an energetic intention. So when you think and ask, what do I do about the collective grief? You fucking become a shamanic warrior. That's what you do with it. You transmute it, and you bring power into your hand or during your 5-minute meditation, and you take 2 minutes of that, and you see a new earth, and you see Gaza and these people at peace and safe and thriving with their olive trees and their traditions, and it's as if I could tell you stories, but I don't want you guys to think I'm woohoo, because I go real woohoo. How intense we are in the power of our own individual ability to co-create. We can actually step into the Akashic, rewrite history, and then step out and watch it play out. There are things that are fated, though. And let me tell you something. I forgot what it was called. Somebody else mentioned it on my live. And so no, I'm not going to go woohoo, because when I go down that rabbit hole, it takes a while. But next time I'll go all woohoo. And I just gave you books that will definitely make you go woohoo. But but there was a study that they did, the powers that be, on time travel. And they did a time travel on us losing this battle, this spiritual battle, of us not winning, of the powers that be getting their agendas met, low population and a kind of a, you know where I'm inferring, right? Anyway, as they did it, as they calculated everything through their computers, AI, it kept coming back, no, you're not winning. And they kept saying, no, come on. It's kind of like somebody who's saying, will I win the lotto? Come on, tarot reader. Tell me if you're going to win. And the tarot reader saying, no, you're not going to win this. And the greedy, person said, no, please tell me I'm going to win. No, you're not going to win that. Will I win it next year? No, you're not going to win that. It's a no-win for them. It's a no-win. So when you ask me, what are we going to do about the collective grief? You're going to transmute it. And that's it. That's something I'd love to learn, tapping into the Akashic records. All you have to do is go into your daily practice of meditation, and one day at will you will be at the Akashic records, pulling out or getting a download of a past life. I kid you not. It's not difficult. Okay? It's not difficult. And I think that what I don't like about some of the spiritual creators is they make it too difficult. Like, it's almost like this concept of orthodox teachings in spirituality, meaning I have a course in learning how to tap into the Akashic. I'm not denigrating this, but I'm saying that if you really are into taking courses, then go do it. Go ahead and do it. But you don't have to do it. In other words, you can actually understand and tap in and get the downloads you need. And the minute you start having downloads of your own past life, understand that the Akashics are dropping light codes of information of things you need to heal and address in this incarnation. Okay? They will never give you lives for your entertainment. This is not, AMC theater here. This is the librarians, the guardians will give you, without your request sometimes, downloads of past lives that they know would help you in this incarnation, okay? Because you've had hundreds of thousands, if not millions of incarnations. Right before who started dropping bombs, I had some crazy, crazy visions. I write Akashic records. I see with my mind's eye on people's questions. Very good. I told a young Muslim woman, this will blow your mind because it blew mine. I said, you need to start talking about the Quran. And you need to make it more accessible to the world, because people don't understand the Quran. And they don't understand the feminine aspect of the Quran. And guess what? Literally 2 weeks after that, the shit in Gaza started. And people, Christians and other atheists, started actually talking about how they were reading the Quran and sharing, sections of the Quran. People you would never have thought in a million years, okay? And so there's something about wisdoms. And what's interesting, the Quran, the Torah are very similar because they're all part of the Old Testament, which is in the Bible. That's why it's called Judeo-Christian, right? So it's insane that they're cousins killing cousins. But it's very much like the Battle of Kurukshetra, which you'll find in the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita. Same kind of story. It's basically a civil war. But in this case, it is a war because there are adults, grown men on either side of the battlefield. Unlike this situation in Gaza, where there are doctors who just want to be doctors, and women who just want to bear children, and I can say more, and I'm sorry if I'm going to lose people. I really don't care anymore. I really don't care. What I care about is I'm more interested in having people follow me who get this. I've been hearing for years, decades, how they literally arrest 8-year-old children, 10-year-old children. And there are a lot of children right now. There's about 1,500 children right now as we speak in Israeli jail. Right now as we speak. I'm not going to call it Israeli, Zionist jail as we speak. Right now, children. Children who don't even know yet that they've lost their parents and other relatives, that they're at last. And my question is, where the fuck are these kids? And why isn't the UN demanding for these children to be released? How come we're allowing any country in any world put children in jail? That to me is insane shit. Okay? It's insane. So thank you for subscribing. Some comments in this live were to protect the community. Thank you for protecting the community, because we have a right to free speech. My father fought in this war, in World War II, and he gave me the right for free speech, and I'm not going to be bullied by anyone. So at the age of 10, I started reading about what was going on in Gaza. In that part of the world. I'm not going to say Gaza, in that part of the world, because I didn't know the word Gaza yet. The West Bank I did know, but I never heard of Gaza. And so when I was a little 10-year-old girl, because again, I lived in Paris, and Paris Match would do articles about what's going on. And I think a lot of you guys don't know why I ended up in this country. My father was an American, by the way. And he was an American World War II vet in Patton's Third Army. He was a tank commander. So he had moved to Europe, and he ended up falling in love with my mother. They married. They had a 16 years difference. And when I was 12, I remember, and one of the creators here actually tells the story, because I told her the story. I said, share this with people. They need to understand. But right after what happened in Munich with the Olympic Games, which, by the way, I don't condone, you guys don't know this, but in the 70s, because I was born in the 60s, in the 70s, there was a lot of hijacking going on of planes. There was a lot of crazy shit going on in the 70s. A lot, you wouldn't believe it. But in the 70s, they were using Paris and other places in Europe as a battlefield, the PLO and Mossad. And watch the movie Munich. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, and he did a very good job of kind of showing what was happening. You might want to check it out. Munich, the movie. And that's going to kind of give you a little quick remedial story of how far this is gone, at least in the 60s and 70s. And then we go back to Nakba. And Nakba reminds me of my friends. I've had a lot of, Armenian friends, and they had their own genocide, the Armenians. They were pushed out of their land, and I believe, and it was a shit show. We've had a lot of trails of tears, right? We've had it here in this country. We've had a lot of them. And what's beautiful about what's going on, I guess the silver lining, is that we've had so many journalists, boots on the ground, people like you and me, that now we're all saying, we're collectively saying, that's enough. That's enough. We want the new earth. We want it for our children and our grandchildren. We might even end up coming back here when it's 5D. Many of you will come back in 5D. Many of you will probably say, fuck it, I'm kind of like done here. I've gotten everything I needed here. I'm going to wait a few thousand incarnations before I come back here. But I'm going to have other incarnations on other planets and other dimensions. But some of us may decide to come back the minute Earth comes back into 5D and incarnate into either a similar family lineage like the last one you had, or a brand new one. And that's why when you heal, I heal, and when I heal, you heal. I mean, like, quite literally. Any shares? I think I'll say it. Let me see. It reminds me of the longest civil war in history. What keeps happening over there? Yes. That's pretty sick. I love you so much. Thank you for teaching us. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I love you too. I love you all, because, and you can access through drumming journeys. Hang on for a quick second. I've seen one of my past lives, so that my Akashic record and tapping in. Yes, that is exactly. That's exactly it. The Akashic records, yours, okay, of every thought, every deed from now, the past, and your future, are stored, vibrationally stored there. So when you get a download, right, like a hit of a past life, the Akashic's already communicating with you. So when you want to communicate with the Akashic, I'm going to call them guardians, all you have to do is will it and see what happens. And I have a guided meditation on YouTube called, it's called Soul Retrieval, but you can use it to actually tap into past lives. You know what I mean? I access the Akashic through a guided somatic journey. Lots of great books out there about it. Yes. I don't know about a lot of great books, to be honest. I'm going to be, I don't know, but because I'm buying books on numerology, and I've yet to return this one. I'm so pissed off with this book. I was like, what the fuck? So most of the great books on some of this knowledge was written like in the 70s. It was interesting because you would think that we'd have more kick-ass authors, and we do. We have a lot of authors, but I'm talking about people who really know their shit. And most of the people that were writing in the 60s and 70s were really, really like brilliant and knew their shit and had culled through a lot of things like Edgar Casey, Ruth Montgomery, Rampati Lopsang, Zachariah Stitchin. There were a lot. There were a lot of wonderful. There's more. Blavatsky, I guess. And what was interesting too, you have to understand, is that a lot of these wonderful scholars were actually going to Tibet. That's when you could still go to Tibet. And the monasteries still had scrolls that, imagine it's the ceiling of the world, right? So you could go up to these monasteries, right? And a lot of these brilliant scholars did that. They would, go up to these mountains and learn and see and read incredible knowledge about about the ancient seers. And in fact, I came across a story which I didn't know at all until like this year. And is your YouTube linked in your bio? Yes, it is. I can't find a good numerology book. Well, I'm going to tell you the one. The one I use, I've been using since 1994, is Linda Goodman's Star Signs, The Secret Code of the Universe by Linda Goodman. Linda Goodman, in my opinion, God bless her soul, she passed away, I don't even know how long ago, 20 years ago. But Linda Goodman's Star Signs, they're called Star Signs, The Secret Code of the Universe, is literally the best numerology book I've ever fucking read in my life. I get so irritated with some of these other books. And they don't have knowledge. Like, they don't even have knowledge of the number 9. She doesn't either, by the way. But that might be the only thing she's missing. But you can flesh out the rest with your own common sense and your own downloads. But you got to realize this woman wrote these books in the 70s, okay? And she was a kick-ass astrology. She really knew her shit. Read her books on love signs. Unbelievable. I have it. Let me see here. Let's tell you when was the first... I'm trying to tell you when she first wrote this book. 1987 is what it says here. Okay? So she must have died in the early 90s. But, wow. Okay? Love Linda Goodman. I can't find... So that's it. Oh, I have that one saved in my Amazon cart. Well, girl, you better go buy it. You better buy it, because that's the book. Meanwhile, I can't find the book I was trying to return. $9.99. I'm going to eat $9.99 because if I don't return it soon, you know how the window to return closes, and I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, anybody up for another oracle reading? Anybody up for another oracle reading? Not as long as this one, but pretty damn good. Are you guys ready? This one is called The Law of Positivism. And it's The Healing Oracle by Shireen Oberg. So we're going to read that one. It is so cool. I just got some of these things for you guys, believe it or not. All right, I'm not kidding. I need some new oracle cards for my peeps, for my Start Seed people. All right, so again, same thing. Close your eyes when you're ready. Pick bottom, top, or middle. And whoever has the most, again, bottom, top, or middle. And whoever has the most, whoever picks, whatever. We pick, and then I'll pick a card from what you guys say. Okay, I stopped, so now I'm waiting. So bottom is what I'm getting. Middle, bottom. Okay, I'm going bottom. All right, bottom. Oh my god. So this is a white stag. Okay, stag medicine. I accept my life exactly as it is. Okay, let me read it. And it is number 47. And 47 is 11. You can't make this shit up. And 11 in Kabbalah numerology means the muzzle lion. So there's a message for you guys on the numerology part of it, because if you are muzzled, if you muzzle yourself, don't do that anymore. All right, let's begin, okay? I accept my life as it is, exactly as it is. To be in the present moment, not needing to change the past or future, just being in this beingness gives a sense of abundance and gratitude. When you sit down and see all you have instead of what you think you lack, your heart fills up with ease and love. Accepting life, accepting yourself, your choices, and your experiences is liberating in itself. Trusting that life is exactly how it is supposed to be and that you are part of a bigger plan. Have you or are you experiencing a sense of wanting to escape the present moment by not accepting all that already is and is provided for? Are things not aligning with what you thought your life should be and the visions you hold for yourself? This is the magic of life, which gives us surprises, twists, and turns to provide us with challenges to overcome in order to grow. These lessons are blessings in disguise, and wanting to turn back time or fast forward is not an option in this state of being. Accepting is surrendering, and surrendering is unconditional trust. So how can you accept all and fill yourself with gratitude for each breath, each glimpse, each experience, and each person? The symbol of the deer, spiritual cleansing and compassion. The hummingbird, lightness. The moon, inner subconscious and dream world. So remember what I asked you to guys do? I said, could you, when I did the guided meditation, I said, thank the universe for every loss, every death, every life, every triumph, every loss, every gain, every experience. Because it has made you who you are today. And so that's something you may want to start doing when you sage yourself, you know? So gratitude journal, to focus on unconditional acceptance and gratitude for the present moment. Take a few minutes each day to write down 3 things you are grateful for. They can be smaller or more significant, just as long as you start focusing your heart in life's miracles and blessings, which leads to acceptance of all life. It's interesting too, because do you ever sometimes sit and look at your mug, like a beautiful mug? Like you buy this mug and you love it, and you'll be out there in your garden or on the porch or in your terrace or on your table or sitting in bed, and you'll enjoy this mug, the way it feels around your hands, the warmth of it, and how it's so beautiful. And if you don't notice little things like that in your life, right? Things that you own, you know, a vase, a flower, your cat sleeping, whatever, then how can you be in gratitude? And so it's almost like the Japanese tea ceremony. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched it. I think it's a 45-minute thing. I could be wrong, but that's what it feels like to me. Like it's 45 minutes. It could be a half hour. It could be 50. I don't remember, to be honest. But the tea ceremony isn't really about the tea. The tea ceremony is about every move is gracious and beautiful. And so, I mean, every move, just watching the tea being poured, whisked, poured, the tiny little cups that are handmade, the beautiful tatami mats, this idea of slowness, the Zen garden outside. All of that is amazing. My cat is snoring next to me. And even that, my cats don't snore, but that's really cute. So it's moments like that. I had to stop my dishwashing. Oh my God, your spirit animal, middle. Okay. So, yeah. So I think we're going to be done now, because I think I have a client. I always enjoy doing these lives for you guys. It makes me happy. I hope they help you as well. I will upload this so you guys can check it out. And I want to thank you for being so amazing. And again, remember, the collective grief, you can either be a part of it or be the one that breaks the blocks that create the collective grief. If you break pieces of the chain of the collective grief, it no longer becomes a collective grief. It is broken into individual grief, and that we can actually, with our own potency and power, we can start annihilating that. Because when you heal, I heal. When I heal, you heal. And when you heal, you'll heal others. So change your programming and look at the collective grief as a test. It's actually your final exam. And go ahead and visualize it and then destroy it with collective joy, with collective abundance, with collective fairness and justice, where we don't have to explain to people the fucking obvious. that no child should be left behind, that no child should be starving, living in a tent in the US, or being bombed in Gaza, being buried alive in a building, or being sold into slavery, or being forced on hard labor. In other words, once we can all like have that understanding that either people are with us in the energetic field or they're not. And if they're not, then it means that we're transmuting energy into 5D. We're moving into the new earth, and they can have their Mad Max. They want that planet, they can have it. Meanwhile, we can transmute out of that. And that's exactly what's going on. Okay? Just trust that you deserve better. All right? Thank you, Tony. I'm grateful for your knowledge and for sharing your life with me. My mom watches you. Oh my God, that's so cool. 100%. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, thank you guys. Love you. Really, really love you. Love the lives. Thank you. Love you too. And namaste. And then we will do another one again, okay? Just let me know in the comments section on my YouTube channel when is a good day of the week for these guided meditations. She met you in Sacramento. When was that? You'll have to tell me. Go ahead and send me an email, Toasty. I'd love to know how. That's pretty cool. All right, sending you much love on your journey, okay? And please, Toasty, I'd love to hear who your mom is. That's so cool. I'm really like tearing up. Anyway, all right, I'll let you go. Take care. Namaste. Be well.